Hello all, hope all are doing great. In our previous class, we learnt a new topic, CSS. We know what is CSS, why CSS, and what is the need to implement CSS. Today, we will proceed with a new topic, how to apply CSS. But before we do that, let us have a recap of the previous section. We all are familiar now with the terms selector, property, and value. We also know how can we apply CSS. That is, when applying CSS, we need to follow certain rules. And the CSS rules or the syntax is divided into two parts, a selector and a declaration. A selector is the name of a tag and declaration is made up of property and value. Property and value are separated by colon and multiple properties are separated by semicolon. That is, one declaration block terminates or ends with a semicolon. A selector can have multiple declaration blocks. These declaration blocks are placed between the curly brackets or the flower brackets. So one selector can have many declaration blocks. Only condition is every declaration block should be terminated with a semicolon. Going ahead, let us understand how to apply styles to our web pages. So we can apply styles to our HTML web pages in three different ways. We can apply inline style sheet, internal or embedded style sheet, and external style sheet. We will learn today first internal style sheets. So first inline style sheets. So what is inline style? When styles are declared or placed within a tag itself. That is, when we use style as an attribute within any of our body and body clothes. I'll repeat, when we use style as an attribute inside a tag. Which tag? Any tag which can be returned between the body and the body clothes, even the body tag. Then it is called as inline styles. And these styles get applied only to a particular line or a particular text which is surrounded by a tag. I've mentioned here, inline styles are applicable to all tags or text, only within body and body clothes, or also to the body tag. Style is an attribute inside the HTML tags. If style is an attribute, it should carry some value. And the style attribute will contain any CSS property. Its value will be any CSS property which is written in double quotes. What is value? Value to the style attribute is our declaration list, or we can call it as declaration block. And we all know what is our declaration block. Our declaration block is made up of property, colon, value, semicolon. Okay. So inline style, when will we think about using inline style? When we want to give a specific style to individual tags. When we want individual tags to come with a specific style, we will think about using inline styles. Okay, the general syntax here is less than sign, angular bracket, tag name. Tag name means it is the name of a tag. It can be a font tag, it can be a table tag, it can be heading tags, H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6. It can be a paragraph tag, it can be a marquee tag, it can be an anchor tag, any tag. It can also be a body tag, any tag. So to which tag you want to apply style? The name of that particular tag, style as an attribute, equal to value. Value should be written either in double quotes or in single quotes. You can use, instead of double quote, you can use single quote, but then it should be terminated with single quote. And what is the value for the style attribute? It is the declaration block. And what is the declaration block? It is made up of property colon value. Then angular bracket close, some text over here. We need to write some text. And then the closing tag name, if it is a paired tag. Correct? Okay. I put up an example here. This is a p tag and I want to apply style to the paragraph. Okay. So I have written style attribute equal to, this is my declaration block. In the declaration block, I have used a property called as color, and value for that property I have given blue. And this is the paragraph or the text which is written. This text will appear blue in color. Second example, I have used two declaration blocks. Observe. The first declaration block I have said color. Color means the color of the text should be white and the background color. Now look at this property. In HTML, we could not give background colors to individual piece of text or individual line of text. We could give a background color or a background image to the whole web page, right? So here we can give individually, every text can be given a background color. I have given background color black, right? I'll explain this to you practically. I've kept a notepad ready. This notepad is having only 3 p tags. Observe, it has 3 p tags, no formatting, nothing. And I've written some text. Some text, these are the definitions which I used in CSS. I've placed it here. Okay, let us save this and observe the output. Okay, see, look here, the title is displayed as inline style sheet. Observe, I've written title and title close inline style sheets. So it is displaying the title as inline style sheets. And this is the address bar displaying the name of the page and where is it saved. That is the complete path or the complete address or URL, what we call. And then we have the text which was placed between the p tags inside the body and the body close is displayed here in black color with a background as white. Why? Because every browser, you open Internet Explorer, you open Firefox, or you open any other browser, every browser will have its own CSS. And that is applied to every page, even if we don't apply CSS. That is why, by default, the text is displayed in black and the background color is white. Now, let us apply some style to this. So, I will, to apply style to this text, if I want to apply style to this text, where should I do it? I should do it in the p tag. So I'll give a space and use my global attribute style equal to inverted comma open and close. Why? This is an attribute. Its value should be returned compulsory in inverted commas. So what is its value? Its value is our declaration block. And what is our declaration block? It is made up of property colon value. So I'll use a simple property color, color, colon. I want to give a, okay, I want to give not black, it is already black. I want to give a white color. So Control S and reload the web browser. Observed, I'm not able to see the text because, see, I'm not able to see the text. Why? Because the background color of the web page is white and the text color also I have written white. Now I'll change the background color and I'll write BACKGROUND, background dash COLOR color colon. I'll write here black semicolon. Control S and again refresh your page. Observe, now you are able to see the text. Now observe the output. If you are not able to see, I'll increase the size. See, the background color is black and the text color is white. But in the rest of the cases, the whole page has a white background and the text is black in color. Correct? I want to change the font size. I'll say font dash size size colon, which, okay, I will increase it to 24 point semicolon, control S and refresh. Observe, the size of the text has also increased. I want to change the style of writing, so I'll write font dash family family colon. Which font style you want, you can select from here. If you do not remember the style of writing means the different ways you use the text or the different types of presentation of text. We have in alphabetical order from A to Z so many ways we can present. I am using this Control C. You just need to write it correctly here. Control V and Control S. Okay, I'll put it in single quote because there is a space here. Control S and observe, the style of writing has changed. Correct? Now, let us understand this. Okay. Now, style is a global attribute. We have used style as an attribute with the P tag to apply inline CSS. We are working with inline CSS, and style is an attribute in case of inline CSS, which can be placed within every tag which is returned between the body and the body close. Okay. So we are applying style to a single line. This is a line or a single paragraph or a single piece of text. Here, this is my first declaration block terminated by semicolon. My second declaration block terminated by semicolon. Third declaration block. Fourth declaration block terminated by semicolon. The first declaration block had a property called as color. And color is a single word. Okay. Observe the second declaration block. It had a property called as background dash color. And background and color are two words. So in CSS, every particular property which has more than one word will be joined together by a hyphen. I repeat, every property in CSS which has more than one word will be joined together by a hyphen. Correct? And observe here, this is the font family name which I had selected from the format menu font. Or if you know a name, you can type here. Only you have to type it correctly. I have included it in single quotes because I have already used double quotes here. So order of preference, then I should use single quotes here. And why I have used single quotes? Because these are again two words. There is a space between them. So always when you have any special character, this space is also a special character. When you have any special character, you have to put it either in single or double quotes. Because I've used double quotes here already, inside I'm using single quotes. Correct? Now, you have observed I have given a style. Suppose we are making a textbook and we want all the paragraphs in our textbook to look similar. Okay, so suppose this is a notepad where I am writing the matter of the textbook in different P tags, and I want all the paragraphs to appear similar. Then what should I do? Now observe this particular paragraph. This also I want in the same form. So what should I do? I should apply this style. Correct? So I'll copy it as it is and I'll paste it to this paragraph. In this also I'll paste. I don't want the values to be changed also because everything I want all the paragraph to look similar. So I have done it and I'll refresh. Observing now all the paragraphs, all the three paragraphs are looking similar. Correct? Now I'll come back here. Now what happened to the notepad? Imagine we want to apply many properties, that is say 100 properties to this particular paragraph. So this particular declaration block will have 100 declaration block and it will be very lengthy, and 100 properties are applied to 100 or 1000 paragraph. So our notepad, the size of our notepad will become bigger, correct? Our notepad size will become very big, right? And it will become very difficult to look at the readability of the web page, right? Because inline styles, when we are working with inline styles, they get applied only to a specific tag in which they are declared, right? So what happened now? If I want to give the same style to all the tags, I have to repeat it again and again, correct? Now I'll go further and show you. This is the limitation of inline style sheets. If I have many tags with common styles, with the same styles, then we have to copy paste the entire declaration list to every other tag, which we did now. And this increases the size of our web pages, indirectly the size of the website, right? And to overcome this, we need to learn our next type of styling called as internal or embedded style sheets. I hope inline styles is very clear to everyone. I'll read the note for y'all. In the note I've mentioned, inline styles get applied to specific tag they are declared with. When styles are applied at line level, it is called as inline style. White spaces are ignored and CSS is case sensitive. So if any property is inheritable in that declaration list, then that property or style will be transferred or inherited to its successor tags also. So what is the need to learn embedded style sheets? Because inline style sheets have a limitation. If you apply inline styles, it gets applied to only a particular tag where it is written. If you want it to get applied to many, then we need to switch to embedded style sheets. So now let us learn embedded style sheets. To apply embedded style sheets, when we want to apply CSS to a single document or to one web page, we will use embedded style sheet. And to work with embedded style sheets, we need a paired tag called as style. Style is a paired tag which is included in the header section of our web page. In our HTML section, our HTML is divided into two sections, the header section and the body section. When we are working with internal style sheets or embedded style sheets, style is a paired tag which is included in the header section, that is between the head and the head close. And all the rules of CSS will be included within the style element. Now, what are the rules? The rules are nothing. We will be following the selector and declaration part. The inline style sheets follow only the declaration block. The internal and the external style sheets, they use the complete CSS syntax. Okay. In case of internal style sheets, this complete syntax is included between the opening and the closing style tags. I'll move ahead and show you. Okay, this style tag has an attribute. It has a compulsory mandatory attribute called as type, and its value is text or CSS. Now, what is this text or CSS? This particular part, We are familiar by now with the selector and the property part. Okay. Now this what we write. The selector is the name of a tag, which is basically text, and this declaration part is what? It is CSS. So the value for the type attribute is text or CSS. That is, what are we including in our complete web page, or what are we including in our styling section. So our style tag will have an attribute called as type, whose value will be either text or CSS. Moving ahead, each style has a following syntax. Our style will have this syntax. Which syntax? A selector, property, colon, value, semicolon, next property, colon, value, semicolon, and so on. What is selector? It is the name of the HTML tag without the angular brackets. Property colon value is the syntax or is the declaration block, which is same as we have done in inline styles. Only we need to remember or note that all this, that is the declaration block, is included between the flower brackets or the curly brackets. Okay. I have applied, or I have given a small example here. See, embedded or internal style sheets. To use internal style sheets, we add a style tag within the head of our page, and all our CSS declarations go within that section. Styles declared in the internal style sheet will affect all the matching elements on the page. I've used head tag, style, type is equal to text or CSS, and this is our syntax, CSS rule, CSS syntax. Close the style, close head, body, two H2 tags and body close. Observe the output here. H2, only once I have written H2, curly bracket open, color, colon, red, semicolon, curly bracket close. What have I done? My selector is H2. The tag is written in body section. I have decided, or I have selected to format which tag? H2 tag. So my selector is H2 followed by curly bracket. This is property colon value. These two tags should be displayed in red color. Observe the output. Let us do this practically and understand. Okay. Now this is our notepad, and we all know if there are 10 paragraph tags and I want all of them to look similar, I will have to write this complete style 10 times. This is increasing, or it is increasing the size of the web page and decreasing the readability. So from inline style, we will switch to internal style sheets. So I'll change the file name here and make it as internal style sheets. So to work with internal style sheets, what I need? I need a paired tag called as style. Style comes with an attribute, type, type. This is a mandatory attribute and should be included. What type of style are we doing? We are applying CSS to the text in our web page. And as it is a paired tag, it should be closed. See, where have I written the style tag? I have included the style tag between the head and the head close. Okay, you can write this after the head or you can place it after the title. Now, I want to apply style. Okay, so I need to follow the CSS syntax, and my syntax says selector. What is selector? Name of a tag. Say I have one more tag here, H2, and I have written this is internal style sheet. And I'm closing H2. Okay, Control S. I want all my paragraph to get this kind of formatting feature. Okay, all this formatting feature. If I'm using inline, I have to write it everywhere. So I'll not use inline. I'll start working with internal CSS. My selector is the name of the tag. My tag is P. So the name of the tag is P. Okay, I have not included the angular brackets. Selector should not carry angular brackets. It should only carry the name of the tag. So I have called P. and curly bracket open, and then what? I will completely copy this, Control C, and paste it here, and curly brackets close. Now I will remove it from each one of these tags. Okay, I'll remove it from here. Observe. Again, I'll remove it from here. Control S, and let us observe the output now. Observe the output. Again, all the 3 paragraphs, any change? They are coming with black background and white text. Okay, if you want, I'll change the color and show you. Background color, I'll make it blue. Font size, I'll make it 18. And font family, I'll change to, okay, I'll change to CALI. Sorry, I'll change to CALIBRI, Calibri. Control S, and observe. Now please observe the output. All the 3 paragraphs are having a background color as blue and foreground color, that is the text color, as white. And this is internal style sheet is appearing normal, right? It is appearing in H2 size. It is not getting any formatting features because I did not format it. Correct? Now, earlier when we were using or working with inline style sheets, what happened? We had to apply style to every tag. If all the 3 tags are looking similar, still we had to write this complete section in all the 3 tags, which was making the size of the web page bigger and complicated. Now, to reduce that, we have applied style. We have applied internal CSS, correct? Or embedded CSS. Now, why the word embedded? Understand. What are we doing? We are embedding this CSS to our HTML section. We are writing CSS in the header section, but it is getting embedded or it is getting applied to our HTML content. Okay, web document, correct? Right? I hope this is understood. Now, look at the way I have written here. This is the selector, curly brackets open. Then I've written color, colon, white, back, semicolon. This is my next second declaration block. It is not necessary you write it like this. I can put an enter and write. I can even put an enter and write like this. Put an enter and write like this. It is only to increase the readability of the page. Observe. Okay. This way, it's more clear to read, correct? This I have done for P. I want to do some formatting for H2. I have, okay, so I need to call my tag. The name of the tag is H2. So my selector is H2. Enter, curly bracket open. And I want H2 to come with a background dash color, silver. You can also add background images. I'm not adding right now. I want to give it a font size 20 point. Okay. And text color I will make red. Curly bracket close. Control S and observe the output. Observe. Okay, text color is not applied. Why? Made a mistake here. Control S and see, this is how you learn, right? Observe how we have applied internal CSS. You can write it in this manner or you can write it in this manner. I could have written here also. In this manner, this is also correct. Okay. So when will we use internal CSS? When we want to apply CSS to one page or one document, we will use internal CSS. But now imagine I have a website and my website has 10 pages and I want all the 10 pages should look similar. Okay. So then how we will do? I'll create 2 more pages and show you. Open with Notepad. This page also open with Notepad. Okay. So now I have my 3 notepads. I want all this. This should also come. Okay. Let us observe the output for this. Open with Internet Explorer. Open with Internet Explorer. Okay. Now observe. This is my first web page. Okay. Where I have applied internal CSS. This is the second page where I have not applied any CSS. Third page, not applied any CSS. Correct. I want all these 3 pages should have same background color and same text style. Then what I need to do? I need to apply this same style in all the pages, right? So what will I do? I'll copy. Control C and I'll write it in all the notepads. Control V. Okay, there is no H2 tag here. I'll remove this. Control S and observe the output. Applied. Again, I'll do it for the third notepad. Control V. H2 is not there. I'll remove. Control S and refresh. Now, observe all the three. All the 3 pages are looking similar. All the P tags, the third notepad, all the P tags, correct? See, everything, all the 3 P tags are coming with a blue background and a white text color, right? But what I had to do, I had to write this code, same code in all the 3 notepads, right? So this is a limitation in case of internal style sheets. And what is the limitation? When we have many web pages with common styles, then we have to copy paste all the embedded declaration block to every other page. And again, now this will increase the size of the website. And how will we overcome this limitation? This limitation can be overcome with the help of external style sheets. Okay. I have also given some examples in this page. You can observe the example here. I've added more examples over here. You can slowly learn from these examples, practice from these examples. So this tutorial, we will stop here. Hope we have understood the difference between inline and internal or embedded style sheets. The following video tutorial will cover external style sheets. A good day to everyone. Please be safe and stay at home.